Magandang umaga. Thanks for joining me at Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. This is a video journal about my life and me making changes in order to achieve a goal, and that goal is moving to the Philippines. Today is the week 3 Spartan Challenge update. I did pretty well for most things. I did slack in a couple areas, but overall last week was a good week. So I'm gonna go over the progress. Read one book a month. I didn't do well with it last week. As we're approaching the end of the month, I'm running out of time, and so I decided to change up my book. The first book I started with was about the book of Proverbs, but it's over 800 pages, and I just wasn't making enough progress on it to finish it by the end of the month. So I switched books. It's by the same author, Andrew Womack, Christian evangelist and preacher, and it's Lessons from David, How to Be a Giant Killer. And it goes over the story of King David and his trials and tribulations from his battle with Goliath throughout to the end of his reign as king. It's pretty good, and it's only like 200 pages, so I'll be able to finish it by the end of the month. So I made an adjustment. I don't see any issue with it. The goal is to read one book a month. I wasn't going to finish this book, or my original book, Proverbs, Timeless Wisdom. So I just went ahead and switched it up because I do want to make sure I read one book a month. Number 2, physicality. I biked over 110 miles last week. I didn't work out at all last week. I got my tendonitis elbow band and a wrist splint. I want to make sure that my joints are healed up. A few years back, a doctor had told me about wearing a wrist splint in order to help my elbow. Plus, I got the tendonitis elbow pad, and I didn't do too much with it last week as for working out, and I'm not doing any working out this week either. But on Monday, I'll start again with my rubber bands, doing push-pull supersets, and all straight arm exercises though, and also just shrugs and lateral raises and rear delt raises and things like that. But like I said, I did get the 110 miles in, and the pounds are just falling off. I'm getting thin. But the good thing about the biking is I'm still able to maintain my muscle that I have, and plus my legs are getting bigger. I can see a noticeable difference, especially when I get home and my legs are pumped. But even the next morning when I wake up, I'll look at them in the mirror and they're bigger than they were a couple months ago. So that's good. If you guys are interested in losing weight but still maintaining your muscle, get a bike. It's fun. I feel like a little kid when I'm riding it. I put some good tunes in, and I feel like a little kid again. So it's kind of nice. It's moderate intensity exercise. So like I said, I'm still burning a lot of calories, but able to maintain my muscle mass. The retention guideline, I failed on that. The first 2 weeks, I held to the guidelines. But on Monday, my ex contacted me, and she came over and we hooked up, so I broke the guidelines there, which was a huge mistake. If you guys watched my Dating a Filipina video, I kind of gave the story about her coming over here, and I needed to cut all ties with her. I blocked her on everything that I can think of. I blocked her on Facebook, texting, phone, her work email, and I guess maybe if she really wanted to contact me, she could leave a comment in the comment section or something, but if she does that, I'll block her there. I'm completely cutting her off. She's nothing but a distraction, and she doesn't do anything good for me. She's all her presence in my life is just an absolute negative, and I want to be done with her, and I need to move on. She's hot, she's sexy, but that's it. Like that is it. That's all. She has one thing to offer me, and I don't even want that anymore. And like I said, I love being able to turn her away. It's a great feeling because she had such a hold on me, and because she's hot, like she's super sexy, and it's hard for me to say no to her when it comes to hooking up with her. But it did bring me to a different state of being. You guys might make fun of me or whatever, but I don't care. But I'm gonna take a vow of celibacy until I'm married in the Philippines. I absolutely believe I'm back in God's will for my life, and premarital sex is, it's frowned upon by my God. Like He commands us to not participate in that, and I want to, I want to adhere to His commands. When He tells us not to do something, it's not because He's sitting on His throne saying, I don't want you to do that. He's doing it for our own benefit. You know what I mean? Every command that He gives us of things not to do or things to do, it's to make sure that we have good memories and that we don't look back on our life and, feel shame or disappointment or embarrassment or anything like that. And, so everything that he tells us to do, all His commands are all for our benefit. Even the dietary commands back in the Old Testament, they're for our benefit. So I want to adhere to the best of my abilities. I want to be obedient to my God and His word and His commands. So, yeah, I'm going to take a vow of celibacy until I'm married in the Philippines. Being celibate, it's not it kind of sucks, but it's good, because like I know how I am. If a beautiful girl walks into my life and we start a relationship and I get hooked on that, I'll change my plans. Oh, I'll stay here and be with you, and I'll end up being a stepdad. I won't be able to have kids, and you know what I mean. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be what I want. I want to have my own children. I want to have at least 4 kids in Philippines, and that's the minimum is 4. If I can if I can give my wife 6, 7, 8 kids, I want them all. I want as many children as I can make in Philippines and that my wife can bear. So vow of celibacy until I move to Philippines. And I've talked about the accountability aspect of my YouTube channel. How when I say something on here, it's always kind of looming over my head. Not, like I said, not in a bad way. It's it's that I'm putting this out here for the world to see. And I want to make sure that I'm a man of my word. I want someone to look at me and say he has integrity. So, and plus unwanted pregnancies, STDs, and just anything. Like I don't want to take the chance or risk of ruining my goal and my plan, because I know my work is in the Philippines. You guys might think I'm silly for it, but I know that's where I'm supposed to go. There's too many doors opening, too many coincidences. And like I say, in this life, there are no coincidences. It's all part of a plan. And I believe that wholeheartedly, so I'm going to vow a celibacy. I got to do it. And, when I get to Philippines and I start dating and stuff, if I become sexually active in Philippines before marriage, I might end up being with the wrong girl. Because when you're dating someone and you're just meeting someone, it's a lot easier to walk away if you never got the nookie. You know what I mean? Like it's easier. So I want to make sure I adhere to that, and that's why I'm putting it out here. I'm telling all you guys, it's the best way for me to go, for me personally. You guys, do whatever you want. I'm not, even going to. I would encourage it for any single guys, but I know a lot of guys. Their goal is to, slay a bunch of chicks. But for me, I think I need to not. In fact, it's commanded by my God to not, engage in premarital sex. So I'm gonna do it, and maybe that's more motivation to get to the Philippines as soon as possible. So vow of celibacy, I'm doing it until I'm married. Number 4, meditation and journaling. The meditation, I've done it. I did it a few times last week. Just kind of sitting in silence, concentrating on my breathing, counting, trying to make sure my head is clear, and it takes practice. It does. I know it does. But I guess baby steps. So I'm at least putting effort into that. Journaling. This is the hardest part. The meditation and journaling. Really, this is the hardest aspect of this challenge. Journaling. I did journal. I think twice last week. But also too, sometimes I take naps on my lunch break because I'm just tired, and it kind of sucks because after I wake up from my nap, I'm kind of groggy for the next half hour, 45 minutes. But I need it. My body needs it, I guess. And also, I'm trying to work on getting to bed a little bit earlier because the biking does zap me. It zaps me, and when I'm at work, I always want to try to stay busy and make sure I'm doing my job, doing what I'm paid to do, and you know what I mean. So it does take a toll, and also too, I'm not saying I am in a calorie deficit. I know I am because I'm burning. I'm losing so much fat. So I think maybe that has a part to play in it too. I'm just not getting enough calories maybe, but I'm trying. My main goal is to burn the fat, and with my biking, I'd say another 200 miles, and I'm gonna start seeing the top of my abs, and I've never done that. And another 400 miles. The next two are coming in, and maybe another 6, 7, or 800 miles after that. I should have a pretty flat stomach with most of my abs visible, and that's a huge goal for me, and that'll be a barrier that I've never broken before. So I'm really working on that. And the no video games, no drugs, no alcohol. I'm 6 weeks sober, over 6 weeks sober now because it's Wednesday, and it's every Sunday is like the new week for my sobriety. So I'm over 6 weeks now, and I'm really happy about that. Plus, almost a month of no 420. I really thought that was going to be a struggle, and it was for the first 10, 12 days to kind of fall asleep. Because I'm used to smoking before I go to bed, and to kind of make me drowsy and go to bed. But now I'm like almost a month into it with no 420, and I'm able to fall asleep, and it's weird because it's hard for me to kind of think about any time, because when I was smoking and drinking all the time, I just always thought, oh, I can never do it because I'll never be able to fall asleep and stuff. But when I was married, I was a year and a half sober too, so I knew if I did it then, I could do it now. And it's the goal and the motivation of moving to the Philippines makes everything a lot easier. And plus the results I'm seeing in my body. Because, if I smoke, dude, I'm going to want to go get a bag of, potato chips and, like I said, go to Jack in the Box and get a double bacon jack with cheese and a couple large curly fries and stuff. So no drugs, no alcohol, no video games, no problem. No junk food, no processed food. I did eat a couple wings on Sunday with the Tribe of Men gathering here in that I hosted here in Phoenix. I'll get to that more towards the end of this video. And a couple times last week, I did eat some the peanut butter crackers that you can get in a vending machine, just because I'm so hungry. And I just kind of needed something to tide me over until break time. But I'm trying not to do that. I'm actually even thinking about leaving my debit card at home. That way I can't even go to the vending machine. So I think I think I'm going to do that, in fact. I think it's a necessity. But cooking, I did order a couple different as I'm doing my grocery list for the week. I did put some little like little small steaks. I can't. They're like thin cut sirloin or something. I just kind of want a little bit something different. Plus, I do want some red meat in my diet. I know there's creatine in red meat, and it's a good source of protein too. Plus, I kind of need a little bit of different flavor. But when I'm cooking, it's doing pretty good. I'm good with it. I like I told you before, I'm eating like frozen broccoli, but now I'm eating like a whole bag of frozen broccoli at a time, which helps fill me up, and it's good. I always liked broccoli. So those were the updates. Did pretty well, and so on this past Sunday, I did host a meet and greet with the Arizona Clan Tribe of Men. There was 5 of us. We went to Ojos Locos in Mesa, watched some football. Like I said, there was 5 of us, all age ranges from 25 to I think the oldest guy was 58 or 62 or something. And we had a good time. It was cool. It did the bar kind of the place where it's a sports bar. I wanted to watch football, and it was so loud in there, and it was a big damper because it was, we one of the members that joined us was asking to turn the music down, and so, there was other tables like looking at us like, why are you guys doing that, blah blah blah. But it's like, but we also were sitting under a speaker. But the next day, my ear was hurting. My ears were hurting. That's how loud the music was. I did do an interview with one of the tribesmen. He wants to move to Philippines in the next 10 years or so, and his cousin actually lives out there. But because it was so loud, I did the interview in the parking lot, and it was kind of windy, so the audio was crap. Plus, there was, traffic and people walking by in the background and stuff. And the interview was good, and it was cool. But the quality of the video just was crap. So I plan on. He's actually agreed to come over to my place, and so we can do the interview here in my home. And I told him, we'll grill some steaks. I think he's pretty familiar with. I think he knows like about computers and editing and stuff. I kind of get the idea that he is. So he'll help me with that. I want to. Plus, I want to get into a little more in depth of why he wants to go to the Philippines and everything. So it was good. It was fun. I probably am going to try to host another event or another tribe gathering after the new year. For November and December, I want to be very strict with my budget. I'm not dating anybody, and I want to send some nice gifts to my family and maybe get a balikbayan box and send it over to Philippines. I'll do an upload about exactly what a balikbayan box is later down the road. It's a big box, and just put like random stuff in there. A lot of people put food, or I want to put like a coffee maker and a new rice cooker and an electric skillet, and it just you send it over to your family in the Philippines. It's big business all throughout the country, and I know there's a restaurant called Nanay's in Chandler that they do the balikbayan services there. But it takes like 2 months to get to Philippines because they're in the big shipping containers and stuff. But yeah, the tribe meeting went well. There was 5 of us, like I said, and between the 5 of us, we only ate like 18 wings. So when I'm going back to my no junk food, no processed food, I did eat I think maybe 4 wings, and I had a couple ginger ales. So I mean, yeah, I broke the guidelines, but I've been clean all week, and I even actually came off an almost 30-hour fast that day, because I didn't eat Sunday. Saturday I ate at work, and no, it wasn't I thought it was a 30-hour fast, but it was like maybe 25 hours. It was over a 24-hour fast. So, I mean, still successful. 4 wings wasn't gonna kill me. Like I said, I'm shedding body fat like crazy. In fact, I'm shedding it so fast that I'm making sure I'm putting like extra lotion all over my body. That way I don't get like stretch marks and stuff, just to make sure the elasticity, is working in my skin. So that was week 3 Spartan Challenge update. I love being part of this community. I got promoted, I guess, kind of to tribal warrior. which I thought was super cool. And I'm like, well, what happened? Like, why am I doing that? And as a man thinketh, he's in the Discord too, and he was just like, cause you're putting in the work. He's saying, people are noticing what you're doing, I guess, and so it's cool, and I want to take that Discord server serious, and because the only experience I had with a Discord server before was when I used to play Red Dead Redemption, and I was in a little club or whatever, but video games compared to a life changing community, it's way different. So I do want to take the Discord server seriously, especially when I got a little promotion like that, I guess, or a boost, or I guess I don't know what it's really called. I'm not familiar with like any online community stuff. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done anything. The only thing I've ever had in my life was Facebook and then like MySpace way back in the day. I've never been like a big online person. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. And like I always say, I want to make sure help. I want to help the community grow. And if I can, help inspire other people, it's great. It's good. So everything's good. Like I said, I want to make sure my arm heals up, mostly my elbow, because dude, I want to start pumping iron again. I had mentioned before that I don't really want to get under heavy weights again, but forget that, dude. I want to get beast mode again. Like I said, 275 for 5, and at one point I had 18-inch arms. I think when I lived in Virginia, I had 88. Well, this arm was 18, and this arm was 17 and 3/4. Me and one of my coworkers, we used to, we worked out a couple times together, but it was like we had like a friendly competition going on and stuff, and so I do want to be an iron eater again. The rubber bands ain't cutting it, dips ain't cutting it, push-ups ain't cutting it. And like I said, I have the muscle memories in me, and I'll reach those peaks again quick, and that's what I want to do. So I want to make sure I heal up, and I'll start with my rubber bands, just push and pull supersets and straight arm exercises next week. Not going too much, and if I start feeling pain again, I'm gonna take back off a little bit. I'm taking anti ibuprofens. It's a anti-inflammatory and stuff. So I want to make sure I heal up because I want to start pumping iron again. Iron eater, baby. That's the only way to get it. So thanks for joining me at Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. Thank you.